Ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to celebrate two legendary Ranger basketball coaches. Join us for just a moment as we reflect on some of their memories and accomplishments. The first, known as the Dean of Women's College Basketball, is Coach Milburn Barton. Known for his near-professorial approach to the X's and O's of the game, Coach Barton is a true tactician. One could say that he was playing chess while most others were still learning checkers. Coach Barton still holds the record for the best Lady Rangers basketball season, a mark set by his 1980-81 squad, who that year amassed a record of 24-2. During his time, Coach Barton won 414 basketball games, produced 2 OIC conference titles, had 3 NAIA national tournament appearances, coached 3 NAIA national All-Americans, and defeated 3 NCAA Division I opponents in his tenure. He was twice named the OIC Women's Basketball Coach of the Year, and in 2000 was rightfully inducted into the Oklahoma Girls Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame. In 2004, Coach Barton was also inducted into the Northwestern Sports Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Milburn Barton. Our second honoree here today is known for coaching some of the toughest teams ever to don Ranger jerseys. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Bob Battisti. During his time as a coach, Coach Battisti coached some of the toughest teams in the nation. Coach Battisti built his legacy on developing his teams and teaching them to play aggressively and with a tenacious defensive spirit. During his time as a coach, Coach Battisti won 469 college basketball games. 374 of those wins as a Ranger. Coach Battisti won 6 OIC conference titles, was ranked nationally 7 different times, is a 5-time conference coach of the year, and in 1994 was named the NAIA's National Coach of the Year. In 2001, Coach Battisti was inducted into the Northwestern Sports Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the toughest to ever coach, Coach Bob Battisti. And now, for the official dedication ceremony, we introduce 2 very talented, very passionate Rangers. Athletic Director Brad Franz and Dr. Bo Hannaford, Northwestern's president.
When you talk about Northwestern basketball greats, Coach Barton and Coach Battisti rise to the top of that list very quickly. You heard all the stats, the wins, the championships, the conference, or the tournaments, national tournaments. There's a couple things I want to add to that. Number one, the love and the passion that they had for their players. I was there, I know how much they demanded of the best of them on the court and off the court. And that's evident of the number of former players that I see here today that are here to honor you all and to celebrate with you. And then finally, they have a love and a passion for Northwestern, but I also want to say they were all in with the community of Alva. The friendships that they have established over the years will last a lifetime, and I think that's evident here today as well. So Coach Barton, Coach Battisti, congratulations on behalf of everyone here. And from this day on, this basketball court will be known as the Barton Battisti Court. Rod Rangers out.
Thank you, Dr. Hanford. Before we get a few comments from Coach Battisti and Coach Barton, I want to say that if you want to visit with Coach Barton and Coach Battisti, go out the back way. There's a classroom set up down there. We encourage you to go down and get a chance to visit with both of these great coaches. You know, when I came here in 1986 with Coach Battisti, sight unseen, to Alva, Oklahoma, I never dreamed that 40 years, 38 years later, we'd be naming the court after the man that I came here blindly with, and Coach Battisti. But it was a great decision in my life, and to be leading the athletic department, to have that honor, 2 honors that both of these gentlemen did, and other guys, they were ADs, I feel very honored to be a part of this dedication. There was a little guy here who'd been here about 5 years, and I kept saying to Coach Battisti, "Who's that guy over there? Who's that guy?" He said, "That's the women's coach." Before I was done, I realized just how good a coach he was. Coach Barton was one of the absolute best tacticians ever to coach in college basketball in the state of Oklahoma. Give him a big hand. I'd known Coach Battisti before, and he said, "Come on down to Elva." He said, "Don't worry about it, Brad. You'll be good to go." And we're both Minnesotans. I still got that Minnesota accent. He said, "Come on down." Well, I came down, and boy, I tell you what, did I get a wide open awakening. But I'm telling you what, we had a lot of fun. In 1986, Coach Battisti took over here and built an absolute monster. He went from the worst team to the first. Jesse Jones, Johnny Jones had on the marquee, from worst to first. He built this team into a monster. The conference champions, the district championships, the NAI tournaments, unbelievable. The relationship he's built, unbelievable guy, Coach Battisti.
Thank you, Coach. This is surreal. I mean, Elva, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let's get on with the program. I'm trying not to be long-winded. President Hannaford, thank you. Thank you for this tremendous honor. We have my family here today. I want to introduce my sister-in-law, Kelly, my brother-in-law, Kelly, their daughter, Jensen, my son, Cooper, my stepson, Levi, his children, Cash, Tripp, the little man right there, Ryder, his wife, Chelsea. We have my stepdaughter, Tisha, who would be in the cheerleading Hall of Fame if we had one, first ballot. And finally, my wife, Shelly. Shelly was my rock. Shelly was the foundation. More than once, Shelly whispered in my ear and gave me common sense. She yelled in my ear after losses, common sense. Shelly, thank you for your support. I love you. You're a special person in my life. Thank you. In 1985, 38 years ago, it does not seem that long. 38 years ago, I walked on this court, and a guy named Randy Smith hired me as the basketball coach. And I learned rather quickly, Randy had a philosophy of with us and for us, and it permeated throughout the athletic department. And he made us all better. We won 2 all-sports championships under his watch, which means we were the best athletic program in the Oklahoma Collegiate Conference. We won several individual titles, and the amazing thing with that man, he never wanted any credit, and he was first in line to shoulder the blame when things went wrong. I don't know where you're at, Coach Smith. You were a team leader. You are a true friend. Thank you for giving me a chance. The lady could not be here, but it'd be a mistake not to recognize her. Dr. Yvonne Carmichael was my academic boss. And what she did was so important in my career. She taught me that classroom teaching and coaching were indispensable because the best teachers were the best coaches. Thank you Dr. Carmichael, you were a true mentor. We respect you. You simply were the best. When I arrived in Alva, I came with a car and a few things in my back seat. I mean, I didn't have any money. Everything I owned, I put in my trunk and back seat. I lived in, I think they were called Beeler Apartments now, they're university apartments. And after the first week on campus, I went to see Milburn Barton, and I didn't know the guy really well. And I said, Coach, I need to go recruit. How do I get some recruiting money? He said, it's simple. Come down with me to Harrod Hall. There's a recruiting book. All you do is write yourself a check. You return the receipts when you get back from your recruiting trip to the bursar's office, and they'll rebalance the book. It's rather simple. So we walked down to Harrod Hall, got the recruiting book, and my balance was zero. I didn't have a balance. And immediately, without hesitation, Milburn said, I'm almost done recruiting. I have $500 left. You can have it. That's the type of guy I work with. So obviously, we formed a bond. And over the next 2 decades, we were teammates. And because we were teammates, our players were teammates. Our biggest fans was our women's team. They never left the game until our final horn sounded. And we arrived at every game they played, and we were their biggest fan. Over our tenure on this court, our teams combined were 407 and 188. What was a point of pride for both of us, we went an 8-year stretch and did not get swept in a doubleheader. We played Northeastern State out of Tahlequah, East Central, Southeastern, Southwestern. Langston was in our conference. We had non-conference games against Oklahoma Christian, Stewart, and similar teams we're playing now. Over 8 years, we did not get swept, and our record during that time, 162 and 39. Give our players a round of applause. Let me end with this. I always believed in what we were trying to accomplish, and it became strengthened by the people I work with at the university and in the community. We had faculty members that made it a point to teach our players the subject matter and assure that they were on path to graduate. I had assistant coaches that did a tremendous job, and they were actually student and graduate coaches. They were not paid as full-time, but they put in full-time hours. And without question, the best, this guy was a warrior, was Brad Franz. Brad Franz would get in his car, eat bologna sandwiches, drive to Kentucky, return back, and give me $28 in receipts. Amazing. The work a guy like Brad put in, and he was a huge, huge part of our success. Thank you, Coach. And our community, never, and you got to be careful when you say always and never. I can say never. Never did I go out in the community, and it's this section here and my friends in this section. Never did I go out in our community, ask for help, financial help, and get turned down. Thank you, Alva. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me end with our players. as Coach Braun said, we had a strong DNA of toughness. That was the profile. But what was more important than toughness, they had a yes, we can attitude. Yes, we can. We had won one conference championship in the prior 40 years, and that was won by my good friend Dan Hayes in 1981 and his program. But we had won one in 40 years. With these guys' yes, we can attitude, we hung 6 banners in this building. Also, we wanted to compete at the highest level. We played in 5 national championship tournaments with their yes, we can attitude. And what was one of the greatest games I've ever coached on this court, we played an Oklahoma City team February 24th, 2007. They were not ordinary. They would go on and win the national championship 3 weeks later. They came in 29-0. They were ranked #1 in the nation. They had beat us by 30 points 4 weeks earlier. I told our players leading up to the game, if we do certain things, we will stay in this game, because we'd improved immensely. They had a different idea. We were going to win the game. Final score, 69, Northwestern, Oklahoma City, 60. A win that put us in the national rankings and gave us our 5th national tournament berth. Yes, we can. Yes, we can be great at Northwestern. Our players, several of our players contacted me, could not make it. I speak for all our players. These guys, they were the doers. They were the risk takers. These guys played with hope over fear. They are the keeper of our legacy. These guys are the keeper of our legacy. Thank you all. I love you all. Ride Rangers ride.
Wow, Coach Battisti. This is what I put up with for 25 years. I don't know if I can follow what he just said. Dr. Bo Hannaford, President of Northwestern, thank you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. This is a great honor. There's no way to explain how I feel about this honor. Dr. Randy Smith, Coach Battisti mentioned you. I don't know where you're at either. But thank you, because I know that you've been a driving force to give us this opportunity. I also have my family here, and I'd like to introduce them. My wife, Jo Donna, 55 years. I have 2 sons, Douglas and Mike. Doug's son, Logan, his wife, Brittany, and our newest member, Jackson, already a Ranger. His daughter, Lauren, and her husband, Wyatt. Their mother, Reese. My other son, Mike, his wife, Shonda. Their 2 daughters, Madeline and Macy. I'm also honored today to have with me my brother, Milburn Barton. This honor would not be happening if it wasn't for the players and the young ladies that I have. I know many of you are here tonight. I wish you would, if you're not on the court, I wish you would please stand up. Many of them, oh, they're right back there. Would you please step out here, please? I shouldn't have done that, now I can't speak. Because of these young ladies that I'm standing here, I want to thank them and the ones that aren't here and couldn't make it. Thank you all very much. Thank you. As Coach Battisti said, the fans over here, the crazies over here used to have cards that would rate the referee's performance. I've even seen them come out with referee's jackets on. People did not like to come play in the pit. I do have to mention Dr. Carmichael, as Coach Battisti did. We were a family up here. The Ranger families talked about a great deal. But this was a different kind of family. We played together, we cared about each other. The baseball team, the football team was always right there. And Coach Smith was always right there trying to keep them off the court. And then I got to try to do that. And then Coach Battisti got to try to do that. I guess that's what that rail's for now. But it was necessary. To all the fans, thank you for everything that you have done for us. And I'm just very honored by this great occasion. Thank you.
Before we break into Ride Rangers Ride, we have a special gift. If I can have Coach Battisti come out, and Coach Barton, Coach Battisti, if you come out here. We have a picture of the floor for each one of them. And we have, when we redid the floor 5-6 years ago, the original court, we saved some, and it has emblazoned and branded in the number of wins that each one of these great gentlemen did at Ranger Fieldhouse. 2 great Rangers, Ride Rangers Ride. Thank you very much. Ride Rangers Ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, welcome to Percefull Fieldhouse, home of the Barton Battisti Court, and your